Good morning, my fellow African Americans. I don't even like to say that, African Americans. Kind of just like saying Africans. But this is completely off script. I had a whole script written, but I figure I'll just come as I am. So I was supposed to attend the No Kings protest this Saturday, would be my second time going. And yesterday, one of the organizers sent a message out to the people that were planning to do the march from uh, Sutter's Fort to the Capitol. So she was sending those people a message about the meeting times and whatnot. And she said she recommended that everybody show up early, maybe get dropped off because the traffic's going to be bad. And then she said, while you're waiting, you can grab a coffee. And she said, Starbucks. Grab a coffee from Starbucks. And that really, really, really upset me because once again, I'm getting slapped in the face with the reality that European people are not like African people. Take that how you want to take it. Because how can you say that you're marching for something, but you turn around and feed a company that's creating the reason for the march? Not directly Starbucks, but you get what I'm saying. With the rumors of them being anti-union and them funding Israel against Gaza. So to me, that was very insulting because I'm the type of person, I respect honesty above anything else, and I would respect that person more if they was just honest and just was like, oh yeah, I'm just doing this for the day because, ain't nothing else to do. Or I want to act like I care about something that I don't care about. Like they do all the time. So I said, I'd be damned if I'm going to stand next to somebody that supports Starbucks. That's, I can't even fathom it. And so, of course, I talked to my family about it. And I had decided that I was going to do my own protest here in Sacramento. But then I talked to my daughter, and she made a pretty good point. And she said to focus your energy on actually helping instead of fighting against these people because it doesn't matter. It's a waste of energy, a waste of effort to even tell them how you feel because at the end of the day, they don't care. So take that energy and put it into, your community, helping my people, which is something I really, really want to do. My goal is to have some type of after school program for Black youths to come and learn technology. I know a lot of technology. And so that to prepare them to be independent workers and not have to work for anybody. So that's what I would like to do. And I said, I'd rather do that than stand out there, even if it's with a bunch of, my people, my Black people, and talk to these Europeans. I was having a discussion with my son as well, because, I talk to my kids all the time, try to put them up on game, if nothing else. And my son said, Ma, I don't like to say that all Europeans are racist. And I said, son, this is how I feel about it. To the ones that, quote unquote, aren't racist, does it matter? Because here's the thing that I noticed. Anytime there's a racist European doing something racist, the quote unquote non-racist Europeans, they never do anything. They usually turn their head, act like they didn't see it, look down, walk away. I got a problem with that. Because if you have a problem with something that somebody said, why can't you say something? And if you don't say something, well, you clearly going along with it, right? Because we know they're going to go along with it. Even if they're not racist, they're going to go along with the racists because that's what they do. They've proven that time and time and time again. So does it matter? Not to me. They all go in the same pot. Because if it was between me, a black person, and a white person or a European standing against his own people, his or her own people, they're not going to do it. They're going to go right over to their people because that's what they do. And that's fine. That's how they've maintained power all this time. So, really, really upset me, the email about the Starbucks. That's like I was telling my daughter, I feel like every day I have emotional whiplash because I can't think like certain people. I do have an imagination. I am a writer, but only when I'm in like my writer mode can I have an imagination. You know what I mean? Like I only when I'm in my writing mode am I not shocked by things, I guess you could say. But every day I get emotional whiplash because every day a European is doing something against my people. For instance, on September 9th and through the 10th, the young man's name fails me at the moment because I'm just doing this off the cuff. But he was beat to death recently by a bunch of European cops. They beat him for 3 days until he died in a hospital, handcuffed to a hospital bed. And they have his time of death between September 9th and September 10th. How's that possible? Especially with the fact that this individual, this black man, innocent black man, was in a hospital. Hospital's job is to save life. So if someone was dying on the 9th, why did you let them continue to die until the 10th? That's a little bit strange to me. But then again, once again, I'm getting emotional whiplash because every day they're killing my people. You would think it'd be something you kind of get used to, but you don't. At least I don't. Because I don't have that type of imagination to be like, oh yeah, I expected that. So every day that I hear about one of my people getting killed by one of these Europeans, I'm getting emotional whiplash because I'm like, what? Even though it literally just happened not even a month ago, September 9th through the 10th, and there's probably even more deaths that I haven't even spoke on or know of, I should say. So I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna go out there. And I already said to myself that I was fine with not trying to change Europeans, not trying to change this country, the United States. Because I don't care, to be honest. They can do whatever they want. I just want to be away from them, basically. I want to go to a place where European thought process is not the rule of the country. For instance, like the continent of Africa, where there are some parts that are not, that haven't been colonized by the Europeans. Because I think that as a people, black people, we do not think like Europeans. We just do not. Because black people are God's people. And God's people, we're humble, we're loving, giving. And Europeans are not God's people. Couldn't be and do the things that they do over and over. So for me, personally, my goal is to get out of here, out of this country, to visit some of the countries in Africa and decide which one I want to settle down at or settle down in. And I know that that's going to happen for me eventually. But I'm like super depressed. I try not to be depressed. Like I'm the type of person to always just try to stay positive. Because it's easier to stay positive for me than it is to be sad or depressed. Because being sad or depressed, it really drains me, makes me super, super tired, and then I can't get anything done. And I'm the type of person that likes to work a lot. Even if it's not earning money, I just like to be working, doing something, contributing. That's what I pray for every day. I pray to be able to bring some sort of happiness or some resemblance of happiness to this world. But then something else made me even more depressed is that I know how I feel in this country. I know I don't like it. I know I want to go. And there's an opportunity to study in Ghana over the summer next year. And I'm like, oh, that's an opportunity for me to go to Africa, which is where I want to be. But then I feel like I get depressed because I'm like a coward. And then that makes me even more depressed because I'm like, oh, well, the Europeans are winning because they're the ones that's got it in my mind that I can't go to Africa or that I should be afraid to go to Africa. When I've seen many Africans say that they'd be happy to have their American brothers and sisters in their country. But then I still fall back to just being afraid. And that makes me even more depressed. I do have some health issues, that I do have to think about before I could go on for the summer. It's only 8 weeks, but I do have some medical things that I have to bring. And then I think about, well, if I did go with everything going on the way that it is, am I going to get stuck there? Which I wouldn't have a problem being stuck there. It's just my meds and my medical supplies. So I really, really want to go. So I might go. I don't know. The group that's in charge of getting everybody ready to go, they said you have to turn in your application by October 31st. So I have some time to, figure out if I can make that 8 weeks or what I need to do to prepare for the 8 weeks. So anyway, I'm praying about it a lot to the Lord, asking the Lord to guide me and show me the way. So I know He'll do that. But just wanted to make this video because I did, well, not a video, make this recording, my voice recording, because like I said, I made a video yesterday, but I'm not going to post that one because I'm not going to end up joining the protest tomorrow, because I already see that it's completely false. They're not there for those reasons. They don't care. They're only there to be seen, to act like, oh, look, yeah, I did. Because it's like, why are you here? What is this protest about? It's about some Europeans losing their jobs. Because when the Trump administration rolled back the civil rights protections, the affirmative action, there was no rally, there was no protest, there was nothing. Per usual, which is why a lot of people were saying, oh, black people don't get involved. But I do feel like we need to get involved, but not in these European issues, but in these black issues, which we have many. But for me, personally, I feel like the solution is to leave. Because this is not my land. This is not the land of my ancestors. This is just some foreign land that my ancestors were kidnapped and brought to and forced to build and all that good stuff. So I don't feel any connection to this place. And I feel even more alien every day with, the things that are happening because they just don't make sense to me. Probably because I'm not European. But anyway, I'm probably just making this for myself because not like I have a lot of subscribers or anything, which I could give a damn, honestly. This is just really therapy, I guess you could say, for me, and to hopefully touch somebody out there that's feeling the same way that I feel and to let them know that they're not alone. I will be back with some other, recordings that are on script. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. So I hope that who's ever listening to this, I hope that the Lord is with you. And if you're going through anything, I pray that the Lord brings you through. And we will see each other another time. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.